a wealth of experience. So still so much more work to be done if Space Soldiers want to make their dreams a reality and get one step closer to that major qualifying spot. Optic looking to bounce back now. Of course, these players have been used to losing before. They've all played for so long, know how difficult it can be, and confident they will be able to bounce back.
Now, they did play ELEAGUE on Mirage and won 16-2 very convincingly, but Space Soldiers, a different kettle of fish here. Can Optic bounce back? So far, not looking very good as Zonteres, Paz, Calyx come up with all the kills, 5 alive for the CT side as Space Soldiers dominate the rush as it came on towards the A bomb site.
Strong start by Space Soldier, but we've seen in the past, sometimes winning the pistol round does not mean they're going to win the subsequent ones. Often do fall victim to these force buys. So now they're going to have to play it a lot more carefully. Don't want to give any rounds that shouldn't be going towards Optic. Going to give yourself the biggest chance possible. Because we got to remember, this is Optic Gaming. You're playing against people like Freiburg, Magisk, Alu. All of them unbelievable talents across the board. And just because you got that one convincing win, you can't start to overlook them now. And Optic Gaming know this. Shouldn't be letting it get to their heads. Zonteres does open the round strong, though, with another entry.
So usual Zonteres starting to step up on Mirage. This is a map that he loves to play on. Alu, this time opting for a deagle, not having the revolver in hand. Manages to get the one deag, the one tap onto Engine. Won't be able to find himself a gun just yet. The rest of them will now start to push out. Gets tagged down from all angles there. The second round goes in favor of Space Soldiers. Now recently we've only seen Optic play this map 12 times. They've won 7, lost 5. This is a do or die situation for them because they don't want to be going to that lower bracket and having to wait for this all to play out tomorrow. They don't want to have to wait and secure their spot. Space Soldiers, technically on paper, should have been the team that would have been in that position. Optic have not come here to go out 2-1. They've come here to play it their way, guarantee their spot so they can take a little bit of a breather before going to the grand final. But now they've actually got to start worrying.
These players would be frustrated. Of course, these players know how strong they all are. I think they want that spot. But Space Soldiers, another quick round on the board. Optic perhaps glad to get over with it quickly. Anyway, want to head into that buy round, and this is going to be where it starts to come into play now. This is where they're going to have to prove themselves massively. Space Soldiers have gotten that 3-round lead, but now need to deal with a fully armored Optic Gaming rushing into their sights.
And this is the thing. This is the all-important round in the sense that if Optic can at least start to upset the balance a little bit here, they might have a better chance. They need to find a way to just halt the aggression that we're seeing out of Space Soldiers.
No damage transferred just yet onto either team. Major playing a little aggressive over towards that B apps, but that side of the map is empty at the moment. The T side mostly towards this mid position. And that solitary lurker over towards Palace in Magisk.
Zonteres starting off strong once again. Mixwell goes down. He struggled massively on the previous game. Not looking so good for him so far as Alu walks around, B short, AWP in hand. Trying to find an opening, trying to find an opportunity here. He's got no utility to use. As HS does spot out Paz, tapping away, now going to drop the molly out, trying to force him out, flush him out of the position. Magisk stuck in Palace as it stands, waiting for an opening as Freiburg gets the kill. Paz goes down, Zonteres able to reply. There's Zonteres with a second one. Alu taken out of the equation. The AWP is rendered useless. Now it's all up to Magisk. 1 versus 3. Can he pull this off? Tapping away, gets himself a second kill, but Zonteres, the big man, steps up with the 4th kill. He puts an end to it, and he picks up the 4th round for Space Soldiers in a row.
Now is where you start to get worried, continuing their form from the previous map. Zonteres, 4 kills into that round to get a 4th on the board for Space Soldiers. Optic going to be forced onto another half by UC upgraded pistols, some Kevlar, a little bit of utility. After Eco once more, giving Space Soldiers a 5-round lead if it goes as it should.
Yeah, pistols again for Optic. They had a little sign of life there. Magisk coming up huge. But he was only one man towards the end there. There's only so much he can do. The rush is coming onto this A site. Paz is spraying him down. Freiburg's eating a bit of damage. But the smokes are giving him good coverage to get in and try and get the plant down. Try and get the bomb into position. And that's what they need here. They need the money. They need all the opportunity they can get. Actually tagging up Calix quite heavily as they push into CT spawn. Calix now on the back foot, puts himself into the little cubby hole, but he will be backed up by Paz to come in with the clean sweep. Bomb is down, but they've got to mount this attack as HS wrecking faces. CZ in hand, he's backed up by Mixwell. All the way towards A ramp. Paz still trying to put the work in. Calix found, but Paz replies. Instantly traded out. 3 kills done. Damage across the board, which is a good start for Optic with the bomb going down there. But the 5th round will be secured by the CT side.
Decent eco round coming out of Optic, getting 3 kills along with the bomb plant. Pretty much all you can ask for when you are on that weaker buy. And that will mean once again they're able to buy in. Currently no AWP over to the Optic side. One is in the hands now of Space Soldiers. Major will be sporting that for his squad. Optic need to start mounting this comeback now. Don't want to let too many CT rounds fall to the Turkish side. And Magisk, this player you see on your screen, is going to be key as he already was in the previous rounds.
Zonteres already up at 12 kills this early on, 5 rounds in, looking to do some damage towards middle, comes through Sniper Nest, and he always plays Sniper Nest with a rifle, doesn't let the AWP in there, switches up between Connector and Snipers, and still manages to do the damage. He's backed up by Paz as well, as Optic try and gain some control towards middle, but all the smokes are down, giving a good amount of coverage.
No pick found just yet, just some early damage exchanged onto either side. Zonteres with the AWP in hand, already playing so well at the start of this game, looking to continue on that form as the push does come in.
Paz looking for this rotate to come round. He finds him in Connector. He is backed up. Madir gets one, but HS able to reply. Nicely done by Kelix, though. The kills are coming up. Alu is all alone, tapping away, finds the first kill. He knows one's towards CT spawn, but he's got to deal with Zonteres and Engin now. He's grabbed the bomb. 50 seconds to play with. This isn't an unwinnable situation. He should have a good chance here. He's going for an open plant. Confidently placing it down. Spots out Engin, but Zonteres with the AWP, and you hear him roar. Space Soldiers are loving life, and they're looking to secure round after round here. It's these kind of maps, like Mirage, like your caches, that Space Soldiers are so prepared for. You see the communication, you see the way they're moving around the map. It's perfect for them.
Zonteres 13-1 so far in this game on Mirage.
Animal.
After winning that last map so convincingly, 16-3, of course, it is their best map, Cache. Going in this one, we thought Optic were going to be able to get rid of that prior map, forget all about what had just happened to them, but so far, looking like it has affected them as a 6-round league goes the way of Space Soldiers.
Alu back on the AWP, and once again, Zonteres just spraying and praying through the smoke from Sniper's Nest. He doesn't care. He doesn't want Major to take these duels for him. He just wants to see what damage he can get done. HS trying to fire back there through Connector. Trying to see if he can find an opening, see if he can force someone to push into him. Zonteres switches around with Paz as they put more focus on the actual site. Zonteres comes through to check Connector, and the spray as HS fires a few bullets. He follows them with the trace, but Magisk is able to reply as Engin is taking down Mixwell, who's still struggling to find anything into these last couple of games. Calix in a really good spot. As soon as Magisk jumps out, he should be ready to pounce. 1-man advantage for Space Soldiers with just 55 seconds left on the board for Optic to make their move.
Space Soldiers playing so well, but that shot by Alu may be able to bail them out into this round. Could be what they need to finally get one on the board. The A push is about to come in, and Calix is going to be so key. Starts it well with 1 frag, hides behind the site now, trying to buy time for his squad to catch up with him. Major with 1 as well. Alu left all alone with this AWP in hand.
Well, the difference that would have made. Alu took the shot after Magisk fell, tried to make it happen, tried to catch Calix, but he couldn't find the kill. That would have been ultimate for him there. The incendiary grenade comes out, forces him back out of position. There is nothing Alu can do in this situation. He needs to run away and save that AWP, because Optic will not be securing this round. And it looks like they might try and sneak round here, as one player is on the hunt. But he will just pay with his life. Space Soldiers don't want to risk too much into it. They have got a good economy, but it's not worth the risk as it stands. 7th round secured.
Nice shot by Alu. Will allow him to save that rifle going into the next round. But again, Space Soldiers, another on the boards. Optic still yet to score. A 0 currently on their scoreboard, and Optic, that will mean they will take their first time out of the game. Need to start discussing what is going wrong now. Space Soldiers pushing themselves further and further away from this T squad.
Space Soldiers have dominated so far. The tactical timeout comes in from Optic. How much can it really do here? Alu's got the open hand. Will they force up with him? We see an interesting buy there from Magisk. Did he mean to buy that?
It is a weapon we've seen a few members use, not just on this squad, but of course, overall, MBK, a big fan of that scope weapon. Similar damage, you do get that extra scope. So some players do like to put it into effect. Maybe not affording that double op, so they got a little budget version instead. At least we got 2 scopes, kind of counts. They're going to try and change it up. No need to start scoring on this board. Looks like it's going to be the A push once again.
Nade came out, HS damaged quite a lot. The push comes in, Calyx ready and waiting. Paz found one of his own. Alu is finally able to get something up on the board, but they're just too strong. Space Soldiers firing back. Magisk manages to get one with that gun, but can't do anything else as Calyx picks up the strong set of kills, comes in with the triple, and an 8th round is secured. Optic Gaming have no money in the bank to work with. And it is just going to be a constant struggle from Optic from here on out. They're not getting the bomb plants in. They're struggling to get in the sights, and Space Soldiers are staying dominant.
8-0 for this Turkish lineup. A dominant CT display once more. Will mean we'll have to see that revolver come into play again. Alu's going to try and pull off some more trickery we've already seen in this best of 3. But this map, definitely not going the way we expected. Optic way on the back foot early on.
Oh, another nade and the incendiary grenade coming out from the CT side as they start to make their way towards the B site. Engin does fall on the short area. The Major's ready to spray through, finds out all the kills. Only one more member left to find there, and that's nice and easy for him. He comes up top trumps. He puts the hurt on him, and that's the 9th secured. Optic will buy into this one. But what do they do from here? What do they change up? Maybe it's time for another pause to just decide, okay, do we literally just play the Angels? Because the rushing in is just not working at this stage.
Optic not able to hit the level we know they are capable of achieving. Currently 9 rounds to 0. Not looking like the squad they once were. We've seen some good performances out of them today. 2 convincing wins over on Ago, but against Space Soldiers, not able to get anything going.
Zonteres again, spraying through, drops Freiburg down to 36 health already. How does he get away with this from Sniper's Nest? If you've got Alu there with an AWP, just get him to pre-fire the spot. He's there every single round.
Calyx with another opener as well onto Magisk once again. Space Soldiers start so strong on their CT side. Optic looking missing already into this round. Don't want to give up 10-0 now. That would be outrageous. And Optic left floundering, need to start getting rounds on the board. We know they are capable of doing that. This is a world-class squad, someone we expected to easily get out of this minor. And now looking like they're about to drop into the lower bracket.
Still a fair few rounds before we see that happen, but it's not looking good for Optic Gaming. Zonteres takes some damage towards Sniper's Nest there. Major ready for them to push into B. He's going to drop the incendiary down. That's going to force them to move out of position. Freiburg down on 12 health. HS just about managing to avoid it. He's got very far, and he's up close now as Paz hits the ground as well. Optic will surely look towards B to do some further damage. And Alu narrowly misses the next shot. HS has now been spotted out. He's tagged down to 68 health. Major's got to be careful as he's looking to make sure that he doesn't drop in this 4 versus 4. He wants to give his team the chance. Alu jumps out, making plenty of noise, comes in with a shot onto Calyx. He wasn't ready for it, and this gives Optics the best chance they've had in a long time. Zonteres looking out as he picks up 2 kills. Alu unable to do anything just yet. Only HS and Alu remain, and they're running away with 5 seconds on the clock. If they go down after the time as well, that's going to be crushing. 10-0 Space Soldiers. They're getting it done. Just too slow from Optic that round.
Zonteres once again the difference maker, putting an end to that push before it can even begin. Not enough time on that clock means Alu's going to have to run away. Does manage to save that AWP, and HS with the AK as well. 10-0 to Space Soldiers. This is not what we were expecting at all. Of course, we saw that cash performance. We said how well Space Soldiers played to get that 16-3. But that was their best map by far. We almost expected a strong showing like that coming out of them. But now on Mirage to go 10-0 at the start of your CT half.
Well, this is a bit of a shock because in this event, we only saw Space Soldiers beat Pride 16-11 on this map. We didn't see this kind of scoreline. Now, we spoke to Major yesterday. He said, okay, I'm going to go work on some things with the team. I saw him at breakfast with his little tactical notes. But how much can you really change in a day? If this is possible from Space Soldiers, this is incredible.
Zantares with this aggressive mid position as well has been key thus far for Space Soldiers, knowing when to fall back, as you saw him there, over towards that A site, stopping a push. Has been playing very dynamic, and Alu has been trying his best. We've seen a lot of AWP kills coming out of him, switching up his position as well, but thus far, not able to get a round on the board for his squad.
He spots one player down to overpass, but falls back. Major's pushed up very aggressively now. Drops the smoke down to give him a bit of coverage. He's going to continue to push back, though. He doesn't want to go too far and get caught off guard, because the rest of Optic don't have a lot to work with. It's a big force coming out of Optic to work with that AWP of Alu. But now it's starting to get just a little bit too scary here on the Optic side. They need to find a round. They need to find an opening.
This is the biggest deficit we have seen Optic play up to so far in the tournament. The only other team, or the only other map rather, was also from Space Soldiers, giving them an 11-4 lead at the start of that second half. Here we see some frags coming in, makes it a 2v2, and Alu once again doing all he can for his squad. 4 versus 3 now. And that's balanced out once again. They just cannot get an in on this T round, James.
Major's in a really good spot, though. If he can hold strong, not get caught off guard, he could do some real damage here. 3 versus 3. And this is not a good start for him as Major pops out. HS loses his head. Optic should be able to push into the site now. This is the chance they needed. This is the chance they wanted. The incendiary grenade falls onto the site, which is a perfect position from Paz. He's going to wait for his teammates to come in and back him up. They're going to be looking directly towards Paz as he jumps out here into the open. Finds the first frag. Beautifully done. Can he get the second one, though? He just avoids being seen. Alu on 11 health, Mixwell up in the site only with a CZ, dancing around Calix as it stands. He does go down, 2 versus 1, now a 1 versus 1. Calix has to clutch this out. Plenty of time for him to get it done, and he pulls it off. Manages to make it happen with the 4K. The defuse comes in, and Space Soldiers grab the 11th round. Optic Gaming, so close, yet so far.
Calix sees Alu's 3 kills and raises him 1 more, gets 4 to get an 11-0 lead. Space Soldiers so far ahead in this game. Optic seems like there's nothing they can do. Even 3 kills from Alu is not enough. And Calix finishes off that round. Of course, a strong buy is always going to be coming out from Space Soldiers. Such a tremendous lead, so much money in the bank, and Optic still unable to get a single round.
Optic with that round loss bonus and getting the plant in will buy. And again, the damage from Zantares. Puts the hurt on Mixwell. Drops HS down a little bit. Paz can see one sat in the smoke and he goes for the kill. But Alu able to act faster. Them huge reactions coming out from him. And the spray down. Engine comes from short, able to even it up. But Freiburg does reply. It's back and forth trades here. Zantares onto Freiburg, waiting, ready for it, expected someone to be in Sniper's Nest as Magisk tries to get in this A site. He's unaware of where they may be. Damage has been done. Magisk is on 1 health, but it's 2 versus 2 now. Advantage Space Soldiers when it comes to the health. Uneasily tapped away, a headshot comes in from Major. It's all falling apart once again for Optic. It looked like they might have an opportunity here. The flashes go over. HS desperate to go and get that bomb down. 50 seconds on the clock, plenty of time for him to work with here. The bomb goes down, he spots out one player, sprays him up. But now it's the 1v1. Zantares spots him out. HS going for it aggressively. HS has to come up huge here. He comes in with it. The flash goes over. And finally, Optic secure a round.
We finally find a pulse on this Optic Gaming squad, getting a round on the board, but still so much more to do. Now in desperate danger of being reset. Only 1 member surviving means that money's going to be incredibly low. And Alu, we have to discuss, trying his best throughout all these rounds. Currently the only member positive on the Optic Gaming side, 11 for 10. Doing all he can to drag his team kicking and screaming throughout this last map. Optic now need to ensure they win this round. Do not want to start slipping behind, because if they lose this, the reset comes in. You might even be looking at a 13-2, 14-1 even half for Space Soldiers.
That couldn't bear thinking about if you're an Optic fan. The nades come out towards Engine, who sat in Sniper's Nest. He's traded out in positions as Paz finds the kill onto Magisk. That's a big pickup for him. Engine still looking to do the damage, but he's going to fall back. He doesn't want the mollies and nades to take him down. He's going to reposition himself, and this is the smart play once again coming out from Space Soldiers. Zonterra's holding strong, but Alu ready and waiting for him, finds the kill on Catwalk. This gives Optic the entry they need. This gives them the opportunity they desperately need.
Once again, Alu, the shining star for Optic, finds them another kill, trying to crowbar their way into a site, but Major's sneaky, hiding behind bench, will be key in this push.
He doesn't know where to aim or where to shoot. HS finds the kill. Now it's a 3 versus 4 for once. Optic have the advantage going into this as the bomb goes down. Paz is playing the sneaky position though. He's coming from behind. HS is looking up high for it at the moment. He needs his team to cause a bit of a distraction to take their attention away, but HS, he lives up to the name. He drops the heads, he pops the heads, and he makes it work as he picks up the kill onto Calyx as well. Engin gonna fall back because he can't risk it anymore. He's got the AWP in hand and will allow Optic secure to the second round here. Chaining 2 rounds together finally for the Optic Gaming side. It's not over yet.
And look at the money for Space Soldiers as well. It's not even like they have a lot in the bank, thankfully, because of Alu's efforts as well with the rest of his squad. Keeping that money to a minimum means now they have an in into this half. Finally, Optic wake up just when it's required of them. Need to get these last 2 on the half if they want to stand a chance switching over to their CT side.
Well, you say the rest of the squad, Sam, but Freiburg and Mixwell are on 2 kills each, so you basically mean Alu, HS and Magisk at this stage.
Everyone has their games, mate. Everyone has their games.
It is a scary situation to be in, and Optic are struggling. They've managed to get 2. Can they make it a 3rd? As Space Soldiers, surprisingly, will sit in a position where they're in the forced up scenario. CZ's in play, Calyx and Major not even opting for armor.
Alu and HS doing so much now for this Optic Gaming squad. Just when it was looking like they were going to be completely shut out, finally getting some numbers on the board. And if they get to 4, suddenly not looking like a complete disaster as before.
HS luckily checking it then. I was worried he was going to look the wrong way. But he does go down. He does find the kill. Engin takes down HS in a good spot now. Looking towards Connector. But he's got to get a few more of them kills if he wants his team to take the round. Calyx finally found by Mixwell. Alu jumps up doing the damage onto Paz. 2 versus 4, and Optic look to secure the 3rd here as they move on to this A bomb site. It will be planted by Freiburg, and he's not going to do it too far out in the open, because he doesn't really risk getting capped down from short by Engin.
This is encouraging though, coming from Optic. You can see perhaps starting to forget about those previous rounds, starting to play together, looking way more cohesive on their T side. Another round going to be going in the bag. And this man on your screen, Alu, has been so important for his team. Getting them back into this half will fall victim to Major, who will steal that AWP away. But there should be enough money in the bank for Alu. Will be able to pick up that AWP in the following round anyway.
That's a big pickup though. Space Soldiers can save the double AWPs going into the next round. It'll be the last round of the half, and they can put it into a 12-3. Then Optic will be staring down the barrel of a loaded gun aimed at their head and potentially going down to the lower bracket here. It's still all to fight for, and Optic have proven now that they can fight back.
Yeah, you have to point to their experience in this situation, shining through despite everything else going against them. Getting those 3 rounds on the board now, definitely want to secure that 4th. As I said, 12-3 allows for a pistol round and the subsequent round to take you to match point. But you definitely do not want to happen for Optic. Want to at least bring it down to the bye rounds. If you are going to lose the game, at least put it in your hands. So this is going to be a key final round of the half for Optic if they want to have some breathing room into the second half.
Major maybe going aggressive to try and get the early pick here. Spots out one, takes the shot, but will instantly fall back. And they look to be pushing onto this B site thick and fast. They're coming up and he can't get the shot in. They're inside the site. And Space Soldiers struggle to react. the fast play coming out there. Zonteres has got to be able to find this kill here at middle to help to get the rotate over. Magis ready, spraying it out, but Calix does the damage. Bomb's already ticking. Mixwell on the hunt. He's up in ladder room, and this is where he can be a real thorn in their side. Even if he just picks up one kill here, he's going to slow Space Soldiers down massively as that bomb continues to tick away. 4 rounds would be absolutely huge for Optic as Mixwell sprays out the first, drops the flash down. They run straight into it. He goes in for the next kill, but he then has to come in with the reload. He's running out of options. He picks up another kill, and this is going to be it. Paz is the last one left alive, sprays him out, drops Alu down to 3 health, but Optic fight back with 4 in a row. And thank God they managed to do that because it was looking so scary for him.
Alu manages to hold on to the game long enough for his teammates to wake up and help him pull it up, managing to get those final 4 rounds on the board. Will give them a nice buffer going into the last. It was looking a lot worse prior to those rounds. Thankfully, the rest of his teammates now are joining him, actually being joined on frags by HS, and Mixwell now getting up on that board. This is the fight we expect to see from Optic. Still a mountain to climb, though. A 7-round advantage towards Space Soldiers heading over to their T side. A pistol round here could prove disastrous if Space Soldiers are able to take it.
And look at the utility that Space Soldiers have to play with, Sam. They've got something special lined up, and Freiburg could be the point man that starts to see it all. He instantly goes down. Major finds his head. They explode onto the site. Alu flashed out of position. Nothing he can do. Major continuing to work his way around, Glock in hand, as Space Soldiers get into position, get into the site, get the bomb down, and ooh, Mixwell coming up tasty. Mixwell, how much more have you got in the tank, son? As the heads start to fly, and he's looking for more. 2 versus 2 as HS is there to play with it as well. This is looking good. Mixwell doing all the damage, but Engin looking to sneak round, looking to cause him a little bit of harassment here. They've both got all the way round now. This is really good. He jumped up on the bomb, but they've got to be able to take him down. The time's all to play with. Can he get in time? Optic claim the round. HS gets the kill. Insane.
Ducks under the headshot somehow. HS, defying his namesake, does not get a bullet between the eyes, gets the defuse in a must-win pistol for the European squad. Optic aren't dead yet.
You've got to say as well, Mixwell played it fantastically. Look at the way he ducks. Just as he lined it up. Oh, the finish, the end. Optic live to fight another day. That surely should build some hype up for this squad as Mixwell comes in with another kill there, taking down Calix.
If that's hyping up me, I'm sure it's going to do the same to this squad. Optic looking alive now. That play is going to fill them with confidence as you see these peaks coming in. These ecoed members of Space Soldiers are being dispatched with ease. Freiburg getting a frag on the board as well. Another clean round for Optic, looking way, way stronger after that pistol round, looking like an entirely new squad.
Now, Space Soldiers going for the buy. AKs across the board. But maybe they should have taken a pause into this. They haven't taken one yet. Take a rest, take a breather. Because that first round, it was tense.
Losing the pistol round like that, of course, it will fill Optic with energy, but will also deflate Space Soldiers. But need to forget about that now. You still have the round advantage, and now you have the AKs to match up against these rifles. Don't allow Optic a way back into this, but Magis does just that, gets the entry, but Paz trades it out.
Flash goes out from Mixwell. He's looking to do some damage. He does manage to try and hold himself steady. But Zonteres finds the kill onto HS. They're trading evenly so far. Bomb will be planted. And now it's going to be up for Optic to try and get into this site. They've got 1 UMP, 1 FAMAS, and an M4 to play with. Mixwell looking towards CT spawn as the flashes go over. Zonteres right at the back here, dropping another one. Getting ready with the smoke, getting some coverage. Flash goes out, and he looks to make it work. Drops the flash, comes out spraying, finds himself 2 kills. That is huge. Zonteres turns the tide of this round, and Mixwell runs away to hide.
Zonteres takes all that energy that Optic had just got, rolls it up into a ball and stamps it out on the floor, getting the round on the board, 12-6. Optic stopped in their tracks after such a dramatic pistol round, looking different in that following eco round, but Space Soldiers once again putting the bullets where they belong, in the heads of Optic. And look at this play for Zonteres. What a spray transfer, killing 2 Optic members, and once again giving the squad a huge advantage going into the end of this game.
That was such a genius play, though. drop the smoke down, throw the flash up, and push through the smoke. They'd never expect to push through the smoke. They're both out completely in the open. They get domed. 12-6, 6-round lead now for Space Soldiers. They're back on the aggression. They're back on the hunt, and they're looking to destroy Optic. Optic need to just reset themselves, calm down, don't allow it to affect him. You saw Freiburg there. He's definitely feeling it. The pressure is on. You've done this before, Freiburg. You've come back from bigger deficits than this. And he starts to push apartments. The smoke's down, but he's got the UMP in hand. He can't see anything just yet. First man comes out, and Zonteres once again rips his head off. And he is not a man to mess around with. Alu comes out onto short to look for the rest of them. He now realizes that it is all towards apartment. He needs to do some damage. Mixwell spraying down Zonteres. Does manage to tag him up to 44 health, but what else can he do here? They need to get some kills on the board as the bomb is down.
22 kills for Zonteres, once again going huge. Closely followed by Calyx with 20 on the board as well. Space Soldiers looking strong to finish out this round. Optic are all gathering up. Looks like they're going to try for the retake.
Alu finds one. Zonteres able to get him on the board though. Calyx earning up on his own. 2 headshots come in. Mixwell's trying to run away. 8 health. And he will be able to just slip out once again to ensure that he can save his gun. But that's the 13th round secured for Space Soldiers. Could they be upsetting the potential top people in the group here and guaranteeing their spot to the major qualifier?
Space Soldiers looking so strong now. We thought it was all going to change the tides once Optic won that dramatic pistol round. We know Space Soldiers are an energy-based team. They could have their highest highs, but they also have their lowest lows. We thought missing that final headshot on the defusing member would have been enough to take the wind out of their sails, but they're not out yet. Getting the round back on the board. Optic Gaming forced to save. Will be giving up the 14th round to Space Soldiers. 3 rounds away currently for taking the top spot over Optic in the playoffs.
Securing their spot in the grand final tomorrow. Space Soldiers only need 3 more rounds. Optic, on the other hand, have got a mountain to climb, but it's one that they've been able to do in the past. They're experienced players. They're incredibly skilled players as well. Can they turn this around? Paz runs in. Sprays down the stack. Finds himself the first 2 kills. Engine onto Magisk as well. There's one towards Ticket Proof behind the smoke as HS does take down 1 player. But now you've got 2 USPs to do all the damage and they'll instantly get domed. 3 alive for Space Soldiers. The 14th round put on the board. And Space Soldiers are going right all the way to the next level of play.
And when they're playing this confidently, that experience difference doesn't matter as much because, of course, when you're playing those experiences, you get used to certain situations, you get used to patterns. But when Space Soldiers are throwing patterns out the window, rushing out of A, rushing out of B, and just peeling your lips off, that experience means nothing, James.
Tactical time out. Still 1 more remaining after this for Optic. This is the do or die round, Sam. They've bought up heavily into this AWP up on Mixwell. 3 M4s to work with, plenty of utility. But I'm a little bit worried here. There's not a single kit, so if it gets into a plant situation, if it gets into a clutch situation, then Optic might regret this decision for the heavy utility stack. 2 incendiaries to work with as well. Fair few smokes to put on the board. They can keep Space Soldiers at bay, but Mixwell's going to have to come up huge here with the AWP in hand.
Optic do or die time now, cannot allow another round given the match point, and Magisk starts it well, 1 sprayed on, but Calyx puts an end to that. Now a 4 versus 4, the push is coming in once again for Space Soldiers.
HS up on the stairs looking for an opening, finds the first kill, here's the bomb go down. Zonteres can spot him out, but isn't able to get the kill just yet. Needs to be careful from CT spawn, the smoke's still down, but HS stands strong. This is looking good for Optic. They're firing back, they're not giving just up yet. The call out, the timeout. It has worked for them so far. Paz won't be able to do too much from here. Surely as he picks up 1 kill. HS on top of it. And that is 3 swift kills for HS. This man stopped the rush. He stayed strong. He held strong on the stairs and allowed his team to rotate round to secure Optic the 7th round there. 14 for 7. Optic has a long road ahead of him.
Optic reminding Space Soldiers who they are playing against. Getting another round on the board will prompt an immediate timeout from Space Soldiers. Don't want to get flustered knowing they're so close with such a massive round differential. No reason not to take this timeout. They've still got 4 remaining. This is their first of the game. So just going to take their time, talk about what's going on, stop any confidence Optic can get from gaining that round. And still, this game is not over, James. Like we said, these are all veterans on the Optic gaming lineup. We know how strong they are individually. Extensive careers across multiple iterations of Counter-Strike. The comeback is always possible. But right now, Space Soldiers looking so strong.
And Space Soldiers are a team we look at who struggle to close out games. They didn't on Cash. They're 2 rounds away from doing it here. Can they keep this up? They called the timeout. They've taken a pause. They've tried to hold strong now. Can they fire back against Optic? Key thing for Optic last round, they held on to a lot of weapons. They kept 3 alive, which gives them a good chance going into this next round. The nade comes out. Major takes a bit of damage there as well. Freiburg loves this aggressive position on truck. But if they come through, he has to be able to make it work. As Alu's come over to back him up, another nade. Oh, sorry, smoke going out to give them more coverage.
All these angles just being held passively. Mixwell falls back just before he's able to spot out Space Soldiers members, but here they come, and Calix gets the entry once more. Optic in a man differential. HS gonna have to go huge, and he's not able to. Engin now makes it a 5 versus 3. Optic, it's do or die time. Magisk is gonna be so key in this sneaky position over towards Firebox.
Magisk is in a really good spot, but will they clear it out? They find him eventually, but the bomber goes down. Zonteris manages to get one. Engin does finally reply. It's 1 versus 1 now. Major, the only one left alive, going up against Freiburg. It's going to come down to experience, and Freiburg's got the smarts on it. He believes he knows what's going to happen. He's going to go and hide all the way back. He's not going to push for this position, but is he going to check to his right? And is Major going to check to his left? Oh, the timing. What? That's 4x3. That has to be 4x3. How did he not see it?
Has someone on his team got 16 by 9? Maybe someone scream at him?
I was screaming.
Somehow, Freiburg, those 2 unbelievable kills and this lucky 3rd. But it doesn't matter how you get the frag. Getting it is what matters. Freiburg keeps the dream alive.
Optic Gaming managed to make it work. They get into a clutch situation. They don't have the strongest money, but they've now broken the economy of Space Soldiers, which works exactly in their favor. The comeback is on. The comeback is real. Optic Gaming are not down and out of it yet as Alu starts off with the SMG kill onto Major.
The key man who got them the stepping stone into this game in the first place, kickstarting that first 4 rounds at the end of the first half. Optic Gaming coming back to life, all these players playing aggressively again, and that's what it's going to come down to. Optic Gaming just need to remember who they are, remember how skilled you are. Do not get scared by this Space Soldiers lineup. You can definitely still come back. And a 9th goes on the scoreboard for Optic now. The comeback starting to mount.
This isn't looking too bad now for Optic Gaming. They build up some money as well with the SMGs on the past round. The clutch situation from Freiburg is hyped as hell. And when they watch that back as well on the previous round, I think Optic will realize how lucky they are. Because we could all see it.
Yeah, Major would have had the step up there. We saw Freiburg was watching the CT position. If he had spotted out that gun barrel, it would have been a 15th on the board for Space Soldiers. Optic would not have had economy. And how different this game would have been looking now. Mixwell gets the entry. Optic are fighting back.
Optic are fighting back with everything they have. Freiburg jumping up. He's got to be careful. They continue to push through. He sat a truck as per usual. He tries to spray out one, but he's going to eat a lot of damage. On Terrace finds the entry. They are already on this B-bomb site to back him up. Mixwell drops the incendiary down, but on Terrace is on a hunt. He's on a mission, but HS ends that mission quickly for him. Alu missing the shots of the orb. 3 versus 3. HS on very low health, but the bomb gets planted finally. They swap over weapons. Alu's going to push forward with the higher health, but the nade comes in. Space Soldiers making it work. 2 versus 3. Magisk trying to come from behind. Is it going to get checked out as they know exactly where Alu is, but no one has seen Magisk just yet. He takes away his position though. He's able to spray out one. Now it's in a winnable situation. Magisk, huge round, single-handedly ripping apart Space Soldiers. This is what happens when you have so much firepower in one roster. Optic Gaming proving that it's never over until it's over. You cannot be sure that you are going to win a game when you're going up against players like this. The young 19-year-old Dane putting it to work, and look how happy they are with that.
Every time Optic Gaming look down and out, one of their members is available to perform CPR, breathing life back into Optic, entering those double digits now just 4 rounds away, something that seemed insurmountable previous to those rounds. Optic Gaming showing their prowess, showing their veterans have still got what it takes. They want to get back to that major, James.
And this is their chance. The winner of this map will go through to the major qualifier in Boston. They're guaranteed a spot in the grand final tomorrow. It's the upper bracket final. We're 1-1 in maps. So think, Optic Gaming looked down and out of this. They looked like there was no way they could secure this map. But they've bounced back and brought it to 14-10.
Now, Space Soldiers, for the first time in what seems like forever, will have a weaker bye than Optic. Optic somehow have squeezed something out of this round, pulled it together just when it matters, have not let Space Soldiers get that key 15th round, and are still looking to win this final map and get that spot in the grand final.
HS starts off strong onto Major. Comes in with the opening kill. He does the damage. Magisk, HS putting up further kills. Engine and Calyx, the only guys left alive. Space Soldiers not going to be able to do too much here. As HS will go down, but he's got Calyx down to 1 health as the nade comes in. He realizes his error. He realizes his death was imminent. Engine, the only one left alive, gets tagged up. Freiburg ready and waiting for him. The 11th round secured.
Now, after winning this many rounds in a row, Optic will just be telling themselves 3 more. We can do it. We know how many we've won already. Forget about what happened previous to this. We are Optic Gaming. We know we can do this. All these players stepping up when it matters. Space Soldiers still with the round advantage, though, need to keep their calm, need to close out this map if they want to take that spot in the grand final and that major qualifier spot as well.
And as always, Space Soldiers get into a position where they're so close to winning, but they struggle to close it out. They cannot afford to let this slip away. It's the guaranteed major qualifier spot that's at risk. If you know anyone who's not watching this game, tweet it. Tell your mum, tell your friends, tell your family to watch. Get them involved, because this game is hype as hell. This is what we came here for. Both teams battling it out, fighting for every last drop of sweat and blood to make it happen here today. Space Soldiers doing it for their nation. Optic doing it for experience and pride as they come out into middle, and Mixwell picks up the first kill onto Paz. A good start for Optic once again, and it slows Space Soldiers down. Freiburg spots them out though as they come towards B, where they've had the most success. He's able to do a bit of damage onto Zonteris, dropping him down to 20 health, picking up the kill as well. And again, Space Soldiers now struggling massively. HS being hunted down. No kill up on him yet. Freiburg moving around, and they're just not looking for him. This is all falling apart for Space Soldiers once again with guns in their hands. Only Major left alive. Damage has been done to Alu and Freiburg, but no kills. And that's what's important. With 30 seconds on the clock, the bomb is on the floor. He will pick up 1, but how much more can he get done?
We're seeing now Optic Gaming playing like their old selves, playing for those aggressive peaks, knowing how good they are with their aim. The confidence is being exerted back into this Optic Gaming lineup. 4 men alive now. Another round on the board, and this comeback now just 2 rounds away.
Optic are now building up a bank of money as well. Neither of these teams will struggle. Space Soldiers gone instantly for the buy, and Major seems to maybe jump the gun on that a little bit. They seem to be confident in what they want to try do here, but there's no discussion. And a tactical timeout does come in. That's what I was looking for. Let's give it some thought on exactly how we're going to play this out before we buy anything further into this. Space Soldiers, only 1 timeout after this. I believe Optic's only got 1 as well. This is going right down to the wire, but Space Soldiers are desperately trying to close this out. Zonteris dropping 26 frags while you've got HS, who's been playing amazing this entire map, up on 27. The young Estonian star coming from Penta. Rose to fame during the last major run, looking to do it again here on Optic. Can they pull it through? Can they make it happen? Only time will tell.
And as we said previously about HS, he is that void filler. He is the one who steps up when the rest go a missing. And that's exactly what he's done here. Seeing the rest of his squad not able to be up to par just yet, drags them kicking and streaming throughout this comeback. And now just 2 rounds away. Looking ever doable now for the Optic squad.
Early aggression from the CTs towards the A ramp, but they start to fall back. You see HS moving around. Space Soldiers maybe going for a slower attempt this time. Paz getting lined up. They're getting ready for this full A execute. No rotation coming in just yet. Mixwell looking for an opening. He's looking up towards Palace. They're fully aware that it could be the A site. It's slowed down just a little bit. The incendiary grenade goes up high to delay it. The smokes go down. HS is on the site moving around. He's looking for the first opening. He's looking for the first kill. Space Soldiers using their utility, and now they need to flurry onto this site and deal the damage. They know where HS is. Magis comes in with the first kill. Engin able to reply. Calix onto Magis. This is their chance, but they've eaten a lot of damage. They've got to be so careful. Mixwell, he can see one. He knows where. He saw the shoulder, but he's waiting for the kill. He can't afford to miss this shot. They're not pushing in just yet. The bomb hasn't been planted. 40 seconds on the clock. And Mixwell now starts to think, have they moved around? Is it changing up here? Freiburg towards Ticket Booth. He can do some serious damage.
Freiburg is going to be pivotal in this push. You see the rest of Optic have started to worry a little bit about the rotation coming in, but Space Soldiers have stood strong, just waiting for that clock to run down, trying to put some doubt in the minds of Optic. And the push will be coming in over towards A. Freiburg. Going to come down to him. You see this lurker in Calix going over towards short. Will Alu be able to catch him? But Calix gets the kill. Now all down to Freiburg. He has to hold off this push.
The bomb going to be planted, but Freiburg hits the deck. It's all up to Mixwell. 1 versus 4. But that's the good start. Calix taken down. How much more has he got in him?
We've seen some crazy stuff in this game already, James. But we're going to have to see something wilder than anything we've seen already. Mixwell left in a 1 versus 4, gets the opener, but still so much more left to do.
Mixwell now in connector, AWP in hand. He's looking to see what he can find here. He needs to check out every single angle, and surely now he's just going to go and save it because there's no point in trying to go. It's ticking down too fast. 3 members left alive for Space Soldiers, which is exactly what they needed. The bomb will blow up. They will get the money, they will get the benefit, but Optic will have no problem buying into this next round. It's only Freiburg who's dwindling on about 3,500.
The buy will be able to come through for Optic, but they will be forced now to play for overtime, no longer have that 1-round buffer. But we've already seen so many rounds mounted by Optic. Another 3 definitely aren't out of the question to take it overtime, but Space Soldiers now 1 round away for getting to the grand final and securing a major qualifier spot.
Double AWP setup coming out from Optic. They've invested heavily in this. They're not taking any risks. But could this be the issue? Alu going out on short, looking for some aggression. Freiburg jumping up as per usual near truck towards B. Space Soldiers. They took their time. They finally got to match point. Can they now close it out?
Alu already has been so key throughout this game. Gonna have to hold off these pushing members of Space Soldiers with that AWP. Freiburg as well, currently located towards B, but the push is coming in over towards A, but the bomb is not there. This is going to be a fake. They're going to try and sell it to Optic.
No rotation just coming in yet from Optic. They're standing strong, they're standing smart. They can hit the footsteps, so the AKs are raining in. Calix goes down, Mixwell on top of it. Engin trying to stay alive as his teammates will now come to this site. Freiburg's seen it, he knows what's going on, and now we see Optic able to reply. Alu comes in with a first kill. Paz, though, is now all alone with Major to make this work. 2 versus 4. He jumps down and he will go for the plant. Alu now falling back and goes straight into the hands of Major. The kill comes in. HS coming from behind, but he's going to be pushed back from the molly. He drops the smoke down, but that will now tell him where he's coming from. They're both looking up towards him. They're looking for this opportunity. Magis comes round from the corner. Headshot goes down. And a second, but Mixwell saves the day with that AWP shot. Very last minute, very last second, makes it happen. 15-13, Space Soldiers so narrowly missed out there as Optic live to fight another day. Time and time again, they will now try and buy into this and make it work, but this is a potential last buy. If they lose too much here and get them onto the 14th point, it will be Space Soldiers that have the benefit. And Space Soldiers this time around are just opting for the forced-up pistol, so it's all about what damage they can do to the economy of Optic before going into the round. They're looking to play for the 16-14 style scenario.
Such little daylight in between the losers and winners of each one of these rounds, coming down to the final two now. Optic still trying to fight their way to that overtime, and of course, Space Soldiers one round away from taking that spot away from Optic and forcing them to battle through the lower bracket. The bye currently is in the hands of Optic, though. Space Soldiers will be saving for that final one. Such a close battle so far.
Now, they won't expect Magis to be up here, surely. He watches for him, finds the first kill, looks to spray out some more, gets a second, will finally be taken down, but he hasn't done enough there to stop the full rush. HS in a really good spot, they're looking for him. And he will be able to move around Alu onto Paz. It's only one member down so far. This is really nice from Optic. They're standing strong with 4 alive as Major runs around, and he's probably just going to bide his time a bit here. You can see him talking and communicating. Probably working out what they can do on the next round, which they will so desperately need to do to stop them from going to overtime.
This was an eco round from Space Soldiers anyway, so they will be able to mount up a bye in the final round. Unbelievable that this game has come down to this. Optic Gaming mounting such an incredible comeback even to get to this point. And it's all going to come down to that final round, James. Will Optic be able to complete that journey, get it to overtime, or will Space Soldiers be able to win 16-14 against this massive favourite in Optic Gaming?
Oh, Freiburg aggressive at B. Major didn't expect it. He will go down. The 14th secured for Optic. The dream is not over. And it is more than possible. Optic have proved it. They fought back over and over again. It was an 11-4 half. 4 Space Soldiers on their CT side. Optic are looking to do exactly the same and take this to overtime. They're buying up everything that they can. While Space Soldiers now up on full AKs, 1 Galil. And that could be the deciding factor here, not having a full arsenal of AKs and utility to work with here.
Coming down to the final round. Just one more thing to be asked of them if they want to complete this comeback. Space Soldiers 1 round away. Here comes the B push, James.
Freiburg knows what's going on. The rotation's already there, though. Space Soldiers seem committed. They pick up 1, but they lose 2. Engin trying to hold strong. Calix onto Freiburg. They're on the site. Alu's making his way over. They're in a good spot, though. Space Soldiers get the bomb down. Zonteris doesn't want to play this aggressively, and he challenges Mixwell. And you've got to say, that's just stupidity. You've put yourself in a 2 versus 3 against 2 AWPs. Magic's there backing them up as well. But they're all coming from the same angle. This is the only thing that Space Soldiers have going for them at this stage. The flashes come over. Calix finds 1, but he can't do anything else just yet. He's in a really good spot. But how much more can he do? He doesn't know where to look, where to turn. They're both coming from the same angle. He sprays down 1, but can't get the second. We're going to overtime as Mixwell picks up the final kill. And you've got to think, if Zonteris didn't go aggressive there, if he didn't challenge at that window, could we be looking at a 16-14 and avoiding this overtime, Sam?
Somehow, throughout this game, we've seen some unbelievable plays. Zonteris, you see there the
head,
frustration coming out.
He knows.
15-15, looking impossible after that first half. Optic somehow drag it all the way through. We're going to overtime, 15-15.
After that 11-4 half, I never thought we would get here. But this is why we love Counter-Strike. You never know what's going to happen. Space Soldiers up on their T side. Mixwell starting off strong. Major goes down. The AWP's coming into play. They're just sticking with AKs for Space Soldiers here. They're not willing to risk it. Mixwell started off this game in an incredibly bad position. He was in that first half only getting 2 frags. Now he's up on the CT side. He's come into his own.
Good start for Optic into this overtime. Already getting that entry. Magis does fall, but gets a frag on his way out. Engin was 1 as well. Now 3 versus 3.
Oh, Calix though turns it around 3 versus 2. It's Freiberg and Alu, the only two left alive. Alu holding this angle. They haven't got any smokes to drop down. He's going to move away to CT spawn maybe. As Freiberg's pushed aggressively on B, looking to go towards the top of middle. Space Soldiers need to get a move on. They're being very slow. Paz still making his way around short. Alu's actually gone towards the B site. The bomb is towards A, and they haven't started to move over yet.
This flank from Freiberg, though, you see all the way in the back of T-spawn, performing this pincer move. It's going to be so key. Alu with his open hand gets a frag as well, evens up the numbers.
Oh, Paz gave away his position though. Alu now knows exactly where he is. Freiberg on the lurk, finds the kill. Will be able to run now to that bomb and be the point man and cause the problem here. Paz challenges Alu and goes for it. Loses his life and they clutch it out. Space Soldiers need to get it together, while Optic, their communication is on point. Their decision-making and experience is starting to show.
These two ex-ninjas showing their samurai skills, gets that clutch on the board, and now Optic, for the first time in so long, have the lead.
It has taken a long time for us to get here, but they made it happen. Paz, so close, so far. But he couldn't find the kill onto Alu. He couldn't clutch out that round. Freiberg's flank was absolutely perfect. Exactly what Optic needed. Space Soldiers are taking an absolute beating now. HS going aggressive. Risky play. As he now looks to walk towards Palace. But Zonteres is once again waiting for him. HS seems to want to be... He's almost got an itchy trigger finger at stage, looking to go aggressive in multiple locations. But does he risk it for his team? He's got to be careful now. The flashes go out, the smokes come in. HS hides up on the scaffolding at the moment to see what he can do. He's going to try and jump down. He makes a bit of noise. Zonteres expects it, finds the kill. Good start as Mixwell can't do anything with that AWP just yet. Zonteres damaging him. The nades come out and he can't stand strong. Mixwell just about holding up as Paz finds the kill onto Magis. 4 versus 2. Alu and Freiberg, can they do it again? As Alu picks up the kill, but Zonteres says no, go home, I'm taking this win.
So back and forth already in this overtime. Freiberg and HS left alone against 3 Space Soldiers members. Going to be a difficult retake, and HS
is still dead. He died earlier. It seems
visual
to be a bug.
glitch. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No,
okay.
we did see him go. You remember he was up on scaffolding when he went down.
Got a little
could have just respawned mid-round.
A little too deep in immersion. Too deep into the matrix. But Space Soldiers do tie up that overtime score. 16-16 now. Already a dramatic affair on this first overtime.
Sam, Calix 31, Zonteres 30, HS 29, Mixwell 25. This game 16-16. The crazy thing is Space Soldiers have got 1 round on their T side. They were so strong on their CT side. Optic need to be careful. They have to get this round, but Mixwell is on a CZ. He hasn't got much to work with at all here. Space Soldiers have got a small advantage going into this. They've just got to play it smart. Oh, and Alu, ready and waiting, takes down Zonteres, and that's the pick you want to be able to achieve.
Yeah, the troublemaker removed early on. Zonteres did so much in the previous round, and Space Soldiers will no longer have him in the back pocket to deploy when required. Optic Gaming now with the man advantage into this final round of OT. The first half of OT.
Back and forth. Mirage is what it came down to between both these teams. Overpass went 16-7 in favor of Optic. Cash went 16-3 in favor of Space Soldiers. And Mirage were going the full distance and some. As Mixwell sees it in hand in a good position. They're running past him so far. No one's checked it. He finds the kill onto Calix. Freiberg's there to back him up. A second one for Mixwell. Beautifully done. And now it's a difficult situation once again for Engine to try and clutch this out. He's got to look for Freiberg. Takes the shot, finds headshot, but Alu is able to reply 17-16 as they move over to the second half. But now it's the danger zone because Space Soldiers are going over to the CT side.
Mixwell does so well there in that final round of the first half of OT to get 2 kills with a CZ, giving his squad that advantage going into the second half. But like you said, Space Soldiers, a squad we know are very strong on their CT side. and Optic Gaming are going to put that final tactical timeout into effect.
And this is the thing they've used so much. No one wanted to get to this stage. Space Soldiers still have one remaining, I believe. Majors go up with the AWP. We're seeing M4s up for Space Soldiers. Alu's got his AWP in hand. Maybe they're running the risk of deciding on how they want to play out the rest of this round. But this is going to get crazy. This is going to be potentially the final straw. How does this first round go? Who can stand strong the longest?
Battling all the way back. Optic once again. Now with the 1 round lead heading into this second half. If they're able to close out this game, James, it really isn't a testament to how strong this team is, how experienced these veterans are. Such a huge round deficit to overcome. And here we are, knocking on the door, Space Soldiers, just 2 rounds away.
That damage being done. As Major jumps up, he does lose his life, does nothing with the AWP in hand. Alu shuts down Engine, and Optic have come here to play. They're looking to secure their 18th round. Zonteres comes out straight into Alu's crosshair. The experience starting to show. Magis takes down Calyx, and this could be 5 alive for Optic as they shut down every single member of Space Soldiers. It's all up to Paz. The pressure is on his shoulders. And Space Soldiers, they've done so well to get this far, but could this be all they managed to achieve?
Unbelievable play from Optic, now 1 round away from winning, James, something we never thought we'd be saying after that first half. All of these members on Optic Gaming stepping out afterwards. Freiburg getting back up on that scoreboard. We saw we had a rough start, but that experience showing. Getting 15 on the board now, struggling back into it. 1 round away, Optic Gaming for completing this huge comeback.
Space Soldiers must win the next 2 rounds to take us through to the second part of overtime. Against the side of Optic with a strong confidence and bouncing back from being so far down. Mixwell narrowly avoiding getting taken down by Engine's AWP there on Catwalk. Gives them a chance to go back into this. Space Soldiers start off with their crazy flurry at the beginning. Paz looking down to underpass. Nade's going to come out, and that's going to do some nice damage. HS on 62 health. Space Soldiers trying to work every little advantage that they have here as Alu up there on short, takes the shot but can't connect.
No kills trading just yet. Optic Gaming just 1 round away. As previously said, Space Soldiers now will maybe start to flounder. Those nerves will start to get to them as we see Optic are able to mount a comeback as we've previously seen. Paz gets the opener though. 4 versus 5 for Optic Gaming.
Paz can't afford to poke though because Alu's going to be ready and waiting for him. He has an idea of where he might be. Magisk once again on this lurking roll. Will Paz have a look up towards stairs? He spots out Alu, doesn't go for it. Ducking and diving around him, spraying him down. Getting tapped up through the wall as well by HS. Alu makes the frag, but Zonteres. Calyx coming up huge. This is the way it's done now. It's all up to Magisk. The pressure's on. And Magisk finds 2 headshots. Can he do this? 56 health. He knows where the bomb is, but he doesn't know where the rest of the CTs are. Finds 1, but they need to push them together. Enging and Major, the only 2 left alive. Magisk going for the plant, trying to bait it out, but no one's pushing him yet. He's looking towards CT spawn and ticket booth, but no one's there. Nobody's home. They allow him to plant right at the last second, and finally he goes down. Engin finds it, and it's not over just yet. The dream is still alive for Space Soldiers. They're hungry for more, and they keep 2 alive.
What a back and forth game this is proving to be. Another round on the board for Space Soldiers. 1 away from tying it and taking us to a second OT. Optic, unfortunately, not able to close it out just yet. But of course, they will have the bye going into this one. The AWP in the hands of Alu, we've seen so crucial in many of these rounds. 1 more push from Optic, and also 1 last chance for Space Soldiers.
18-17. Space Soldiers with their backs up against the wall somehow make it happen. Can it be done again? This is now Optic's game to lose. Zonteres sprays down. Look at the damage he's done once again. Freiburg on 28 health. Alu taking damage down to 75. Paz, if he continues forward, they're starting to bombard Zonteres. Paz comes out, looking. He knows what's going on, but his teammate has fallen around him. It gives them the opening they want as he goes to look towards snipers, and they weren't ready for it. The timing is perfect, crisp, and on point. for Paz as he looks to secure even further damage there. Drops the incendiary grenade down to secure Connector a little bit further. Magic this time around looking towards Palace, but no one's able to deal with him just yet. The AWP of Engine isn't in that position. Major coming up strong with the kill onto HS. Drops the incendiary grenade down as well. They're looking to bounce around the cross. Paz finds the kill onto Magisk. 2 versus 4. Surely Optic can't clutch this out. It's the deadly duo, the ex-teammates, Freiberg and Alu trying to make this work. Freiberg up high on the bomb site. He's been tagged down for 28 health early on from Zonteres. Can he stay strong though? He's got a bit of utility to play with as well. Kaliex onto Alu. That's the AWP dealt with. Freiberg now knows where they are. He drops it out, finds the first kill. 3 more to do though. He's waiting for someone to poke out. The flash comes in. He covers himself up just a little bit. He's looking around frantically for an opening. He just wants 1 more kill to put on the board to give him a chance here. Smoke goes down to give him some coverage. The flash over the top. Freiberg looking for an opportunity. He's looking to take it as he picks up another kill, but Major's able to reply. An 18-18. Space Soldiers make it happen. We're going to a second overtime. Neither side giving up just yet.
This game is outrageously close, so back and forth throughout the entirety. And it's only fitting we go to a second overtime, 18-18. No daylight between these teams, unable to find a winner. We're going to have to continue, James. Another 6 rounds. One of these teams need to get this final spot in the grand final.
I do not care if we've got to continue on another 6 rounds when the Counter-Strike is this good, Sam.
Unbelievable. So far, 34 frags over towards Kaliex, the key performer of this game. And a sick comeback we saw earlier on from Optic to even take it into OT.
This is now a battle of endurance as well as skill. The incendiary grenade burning Magisk down to foul. He's nearly dead, 4 health, but he stays alive. He fights and gets the kill, but that's not good enough because he burns away and pays the price. Freiberg coming round up on Catwalk, doing the damage on Terrace. Hot on their heels though. He's looking to put the hurt on. They're down a man and they need to make something big happen here. Freiberg looking towards, he spots him out. Zonteres doesn't check it. You can't make mistakes like this in this kind of situation. You've given him an opening, you've given him a chance, and Kaliex and Paz are the only ones remaining.
Freiberg with 2 entries just when it matters. In this double OT, looks like Space Soldiers are going to have no chance getting this bomb defusal. And are just going to take these rifles into the next round of OT.
So important for the CT side as well. They need to be able to drop 1 for Engine. Everyone else should be comfortable to buy, but you can't risk it on the CT side. They need to come away with a win on the next round. And this is the side they're usually stronger on. We watched them take 11-4 at the beginning here, but now it seems like the pressure's getting to them. Space Soldiers do not want to crumble now as Optic begin to mount the ultimate offense against them.
Have to note though, Optic Gaming, these members have been here before. They are all so familiar with overtime, knows what it takes, knows they need to keep cool and just forget about what is happening in that previous overtime. Of course, they were so close to snatching it away, but are still able to do it now going into the second one.
19-18. Space Soldiers, if they don't get this round, they're going to have no money going into next. Optic will be looking at a 3-0 in the second overtime. Optic, the more experienced team, they're used to these kind of situations. We're seeing a double push come up from mid. Zonteres comes up with 1 kill, but he can't get the second. They're spraying him down. Paz finds another, but it's trading out evenly so far as Alu picks up 1. HS has worked his way up through Connector as Mixwell takes down Engine. HS in a really good spot to cause some damage here as Major can't actually see where he is. Maybe just spotted him out through the corner of the smoke there, putting further damage onto him, but still can't find the kill. We'll be able to pass over the information to Kaliex, though, and let him know what's about to happen. 2 AWPs up on the T side to deal with Major and Kaliex. The bomb slowly walking towards the A bomb site. Kaliex all alone to hold this. Major, got to give him some cover, got to give him a bit of chance and a bit of hope here as Optic look to take a 3-0 on their T side. They've stepped up. They're bringing the pain. Kaliex does have the incendiary grenade to work with, but he needs to get this first kill as it pops out of Palace. He sprays it down. Mixwell hits the deck. Alu takes a pop shot. The incendiary grenade goes down. The bomb will not be planted yet. Alu missing key shots, and this could be the thing that could make the difference here. He's going for the plant behind the boxes. He's covered for now, but HS is backing him up. Instantly, Alu falls. Now we're in a 1 versus 2. All the pressure is on HS. Can the young Estonian hold strong? He spots out the first player, instantly domes Calyx, and now he can fall back, rotate round, change his position, move to connector, and make this work. The clutch is real. The clutch is possible. He's jumping up to check if Major's staying on the bomb. HS has got an idea that he's pushing towards him, but he might just stay there on the bomb. It's being baited out time and time again. Major's running out of time, but he does it! HS overfaces and gives Space Soldiers the ultimate chance. 19-19.
A little too aggressive of a peak coming out there. Major gets that round on the board. You see this play somehow winning that 1v1. All of these rounds are so close in overtime, and they tie it up once more.
What a crazy situation. Both teams fighting with everything they have. Alu stepping up to the plate. HS trying to be the clutch man, trying to be the point man for the team. Magisk giving it everything he has, but so far it's not been good enough as Space Soldiers maintain their dominance. Alu burns alive. Engine finds the kill onto HS. This is a good start for the Turkish side. Freiburg is able to try and reply, but how much more can he do? Major's ready and waiting for a push to come through. He looks out towards short, but he's too far out in the open. Zonteres on the rotate, coming round, sprays out one, looks for another kill, spots him out though. 3 versus 2, Magisk and Freiburg, the only 2 left alive for Optic, as Zonteres domes one, and he's just got to find Freiburg now, all alone, stuck behind bench, ready and waiting.
Space Soldiers set to get 2 CT rounds on overtime as they did in the first one. 20-19 now. Optic Gaming are left on the chase again.
This is a beautiful move from Zonteres, swiftly and fast. Comes down from the side. Manages to pick off Magisk as well, leaving Freiburg all alone to try and clutch it out himself. The wait is over. The swap has happened. Space Soldiers back on the T side. Optic Gaming now on the defense once again. We see Space Soldiers favor the CT side over and over again, but this time around they struggled. What can Optic do this time around? Can they close it out here and now? Magisk making his way down the A ramp, pushing aggressively. He doesn't want to pay the price for this though. He's going to sit back up there. The smokes and flash is going to go over. He can do some serious damage if it leaves unchecked. They're taking it slow. Engine's getting ready for it. Major's coming down through middle. Engine does fall. The flash comes out. Magisk is surely going to get traded out. Paz on top of it. As Major continues to do damage, fights off and takes down Alu. He's going to be coming from connector. HS in sandwich gets dominated by Calyx. 2 versus 4. Freiburg has to mount up some sort of a defense as the molly comes down towards him. He's sat towards ticket booth. He can get spammed through there. He's completely stuck down. The bullets are ricocheting all around him. Mixwell manages to fire back one, but Freiburg with 5 health narrowly survives.
The game have already done so much to get back into this game, but now they need to get back into this round somehow. Freiburg falls, 2 members are low HP, but Mixwell is all alone. And he falls. Space Soldiers match point, James. 1 round away from the grand final again.
And this is the problem with Alu buying that AWP into it. He doesn't have too much to work with. There's no saved weapons, so there won't be a drop for him either. We're at match point. Space Soldiers potentially closing this out here. They've had the most success at A. Do Optic take a risk? Where do they go from here, Sam? What is going to be possible?
Space Soldiers playing unbelievable, able to keep their nerve despite how close and dramatic this game has been, back and forth the entire way. And coming down now to 1 more round. Optic need to mount 2 if they want to take it to a triple OT. Space Soldiers just need that final one to drag them all the way to the grand final and getting themselves a major qualifier spot over in Atlanta.
Freiburg, Magisk and Mixwell with no utility to play with here. It's going to be a huge factor when Space Soldiers start rolling in. wherever they choose to attack. The bomb currently poised towards the A bomb site. Whether you're a fan of Space Soldiers, whether you're a fan of Optic, both teams have put up an amazing performance here in the upper bracket final of the first day of playoffs for the Europe Minor Championship. It's the road to Boston, and one of these teams will be a 100% going to the major qualifier. The smokes are getting ready. Paz is getting lined up. Major going for that lurk once again, but he's got to be careful. HS is making his way. They didn't see each other! They just walked past each other! Again, it must be this 4v3. It's the only thing that can explain it. Zonteris takes down Magisk. 4 versus 3. Alu stuck behind Ticket Box. Space Soldiers looking to end this right here and right now. Freiburg spraying away through the smoke, trying to do something now as he comes up on stairs. He spots out one. Zonteris still doing the work though. 2 versus 2, the bomb hasn't been planted yet. Freiburg doing it all alone.
Oh, Freiburg goes huge. Somehow keeps the dream alive again for Optic. They just will not die. They refuse to go down. Coming down to the final round of second OT. Space Soldiers still requiring that final one, and Optic fighting back again.
The buy here for Optic though isn't that great. Alu up on the CZ. We've got an AK in play, 2 M4s and an AWP. Utility lacking on Mixwell. But they managed to make it work last round. This time they're down 1 rifle. Space Soldiers. So close yet so far as Calix sprays down HS. Alu went aggressive. Magis up on the stairs playing it as well. Can't do anything here as Zonteris comes round, ripping them apart. Could this be over? Freiburg needs to step up once again for his team. He's backed up by Mixwell. No bomb plant in yet. Freiburg picking up the first kill, engine goes down. Mixwell's jumping up high, looking for an option, looking for some room to move. He's got the AWP in hand as Freiburg looks to reposition himself, maybe coming round to back his teammate up. He's still in sniper's nest. He doesn't want to be pushed at this stage. Zonteris just ready and waiting in middle. This is the final chance for Optic to make this happen. They fought all the way through. Mixwell snuck in, AWP in hand. Freiburg's gone out aggressive, but Zonteris finds the kill, 1 versus 3. Mixwell can't get it done, and Space Soldiers 100% are going through to the major qualifier in Boston.
What a storyline for this Turkish team, fighting all the way through. We thought it was going to be over near the end. Optic put up an incredible fight, drag it all the way. We go to double OT, and somehow Space Soldiers find a way, finish out the game, and they will be taking that spot in the grand final. And Zonteris finally gets his opportunity to get into a major.
What a way to get it done, Sam. I'm sat here wiping the sweat from my forehead.
That was a long one. That was a good one.
My palms are sat there. I was tensing my fists. We were screaming and shouting and joining both teams in this huge attempt at trying to qualify. They're now guaranteed. Space Soldiers have done the unthinkable. They've gone through and they've bested the best teams in the group. They took down Envious. They've now taken down Optic. Space Soldiers have come here in one event and proved that not only are they not an online team, but they also don't give up. They're fighting for their pride, they're fighting for their nation, and they are not stopping. They're a force to be reckoned with, and this is a team that is definitely one to watch going further forward.
Yeah, just when we thought their nerves were faltering, losing all those rounds to Optic as they slowly grinded their way further and further, getting closer and closer, but Space Soldiers keep calm, finish out the game. Okay, it took 2 OTs.